Well, that's right. We are yet to get the official numbers from the State Election Commission, the body that is in charge of holding these rural elections here in West Bengal. But the media reports, if they are to be believed, there are around close to 16 on just the day of polling, that is yesterday, on Saturday, pardon me, on the July of 8th of July when elections took place here in West Bengal. But it's not something new. It's not a new phenomena here in West Bengal. West Bengal has always witnessed violent politics, and that almost goes back to the pre-independence struggle here, where West Bengal used to be the capital of the British Empire when the British entered Calcutta here, which is the capital of West Bengal. We've seen a number of revolutions, a number of peasant struggles, a number of other such, united revolutions where the state machine has been put up to a large challenge by the citizen, and that's what we're witnessing now. Now, rural polls become very important because the money from the central government comes into these rural bodies in different states, and they are the ones who then pass on these schemes to the people. So we're talking about crores of money, funds, and schemes that come in from the central government here to the various panchayat bodies. So who gets to control that money, who gets to control that panchayats then becomes extremely important. So everyone wants to be in charge of that. So there's a lot of muscle flexing, there are crude bombs that are hurled, there is a lot of violence that takes place, just not for local body election, but even a state level election that we witness here in West Bengal.
Yeah. And, troops were ordered to monitor the situation for the first time. Did that help at all? And, I mean, is there any sort of sense that this will be a free election that has not been interfered with?
Well, troops were ordered by the Calcutta High Court to monitor the entire election process and was then asked to stay on 10 days after the results are declared. Now, the results are going to be declared tomorrow, but the High Court, in anticipation of more trouble and more violence, has asked the troops to stay on 10 days after that till the 21st of July and to take control of the situation on ground. Now, what we saw on the polling day, we saw a clear absence of these troops. Now, the total number of companies that the State Election Commission had ordered was 822 of them, which comprises about 100 soldiers each in each of those companies. But only around 622 had arrived in West Bengal for the election. So there was a less number of troops that had come in as per the requirement. But what we can tell the audience today is that the High Court has asked the the nodal officer of these troops, to send in a report about the violence within the next few days, so that the High Court can then understand and see where were the shortcomings and who is responsible for these violent attacks, because a lot of innocent lives have been lost.
Yeah. The ruling BJP has been trying to make inroads into this region. Do you think they are likely to have performed any better this election?
It's going to be a very tough election for not just the ruling party of West Bengal, which is the Trinamool Congress, because a lot of scams have come into the picture, and this is the first time they will be holding elections in the backdrop of that. So we have to see the kind of support that they get from the people on ground. BJP, of course, it's a very big challenge, but it's also an uphill task for the BJP, which is the ruling party at the center in India, from which party the Prime Minister of India belongs. Now, in West Bengal, there have been several factions of the BJP. It's not a united party. There have been different parts of this party, but they are trying to put up a strong fight against the Trinamool Congress. One can't deny factually that it is the principal opposition party here in West Bengal. So as important as the government, the opposition becomes equally important. But we'll have to wait and see the election results, because we're talking about around 5,000 plus seats which went to elections on Saturday in a single phase vote. So we'll have to wait and see the kind of vote shares that come in, and then once we get those numbers from the State Election Commission tomorrow, we will understand what awaits for West Bengal for the 2024 big Lok Sabha elections, which will be selecting the Prime Minister of the country, and whether or not the BJP really manages to topple the West Bengal government here in the state.
Yeah, because of course the ruling party there has been very clear that they are concerned, given it is a very big Muslim population, that there have been other examples where that there's been a lot of violence against Muslim people in India.
Well, here in West Bengal, of course, the Trinamool Congress government has always spoken in one voice, saying that it's a secular country. We will stand against division of any sorts. And that's exactly what we're seeing the opposition parties across the country rally for. It's going to be an interesting election for 2024 because the people will have, they will be looking at several other factors while nominating or electing their representatives to the lower house of the parliament. But of course, in West Bengal, so far as violence is concerned, it's usually restricted to just political violence. We don't see that much of caste-related violence or religion-based violence in the state. It's mostly to do with getting power, mostly about getting a grab of the government, and of course getting in charge of the big schemes that are given out. So it's restricted to political rather than caste or secular.
Yeah, the sort of grab for cash. So how concerned are authorities about tomorrow when the results are likely to be announced?
Well, of course, more troops have been brought in. The 822 that was requisitioned by the State Election Commission has arrived in the state. So we will be looking at a more foolproof security aspect given on ground. Once the counting begins, of course, the results will be declared by the end of tomorrow. And the troops will be staying on for 10 more days. Police, of course, have been up in arms with all the arrangements that have been made. What will be important, of course, is after the results to ensure that no one else is, attacked or targeted for belonging to a particular political party, and that's something the State Election Commission has assured and is looking very closely, because the Calcutta High Court, which is the highest, judiciary body here in the state, is monitoring this entire election and is keeping a very close watch, because there are so many cases that have been filed regarding the peaceful, to have a peaceful poll in the state. So, of course, it's going to be a very challenging task for the state administration as well as the State Election Commission, and we are only hoping that it's going to be a peaceful.
Yeah. Sreyashi, great to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.